It started with just one pig when my guest was barely 10 years old and he was hooked. Let's welcome Marvin Ross, owner and operator of Peculiar Pig Farm. He's also the steward of a vanishing breed of farmer, keeping his family's legacy alive. Great to have you.
Glad to be here.
So tell us what that first experience was like with your grandfather.
Like every Saturday or even after school, I would always be up under my grandfather. He taught me how to drive a tractor. He taught me how to farm, and same thing I'm doing with the practices that I'm doing today.
Did he come from a legacy of farmers himself?
Yeah, as far as I know, I'm a fifth generation farmer.
Fifth generation?
Yes.
And it is a vanishing breed that we don't have a lot of farmers. We have a lot of farmland, but it seems like we don't have very many farmers. And you're a bit different from, say, the bigger conglomerates, which I want to talk about in a little bit. But it's not just livestock that you raise, you also do raise vegetables, or at least your grandfather did.
Yes, we do vegetables or crops, you know, to help maintain our livestock, but my grandfather did it like on a much larger scale than I'm doing it. So I'm trying to get back to the point that he was doing it.
And tell us, so at the crux of your farm, it's raising pork.
Yes, pork is basically the main livestock, but like I said, I'm trying to get back to what my grandfather was doing. So we have chickens, we have ducks, we have geese, we have cows, we have goats, but the numbers of the pigs outnumber everything by far. And
you've brought some of what you've raised to us, and I want to talk about that too. It smells delicious. And you also are a caterer as well. But when you're talking about raising pigs, I don't think a lot of people realize the work that goes into it. So can you kind of give us an idea of what a year's worth of farming looks like?
It normally takes us about 7 to 8 months to get from piglet to slaughter size, in which we get the pork chops and ribs and stuff like that. But we have a rotational woodlot raise, what we do with our livestock, so we rotate them through the woods. To order to cover those areas where they were, we'll go through and we'll seed the area and let the livestock trample it down, and then we'll move them to the next paddock. So it's like they're creating their own food. Oh,
interesting. Yes. Yeah, there's a science behind it. Did you learn this through your grandfather, or is this something that you picked up on your own?
Yes, I learned it from my grandfather. Now people are calling it sustainable and regenerative and stuff like that, but that's the way he survived.
Do you notice a difference in the flavor of your pork, the way you raise them as opposed to others?
Yes, with them being able to live in their natural environment, you know, they're able to root and get different things they wouldn't get if they were in a confinement on concrete. And also we feed them heirloom greens, and so that's something that, you know,
and it comes out in the flavor of the meat. I love what you've brought here for us today, but Marvin, I have to also ask you about the Barbecue Fellowship. So what is this all about?
Kingsford has a program, Preserve the Pit, where they select, I think it was 10 fellows, and they pair us with mentors and help us better understand the barbecue business and help us expand our business. And it's geared towards the legacy and the culture of the Black community. Yes,
which is very important, because I know that Black farmers and people who raise livestock, they're hurting, and they also need help from the government, as far as I'm aware.
Yes, and we really appreciate what they're doing. It's given me a lot of insight and access to different people in the barbecue community. That's really helping.
And you say Kingsford is part of this?
Yes, Kingsford, yes.
Yeah, and for people who are not familiar, is there a place where they can go for more information?
I think it's Kingsford Preserve the Pit. I'm pretty sure if you go to the website, there are links there.
So what did you bring with you today?
Today I bought ribs, pork chops, and barbecue beans.
Oh, delicious. How did you make these?
They were done on the smoker. Everything was cooked on the smoker. And I cut them up, you know, for display.
It looks like there's a lot of meat on there.
Compared to what we would call commodity pork, I think it's less. Their ribs are a little bit more thicker. And
but yours has more flavor.
Yes, more flavor by far.
Yeah, that's the important part.
Yes.
But this is now expanded into a catering business, and so you roast whole hogs. You do all kinds of stuff. So how did you get into the catering business?
Well, I was always cooking. So since, being on a farm, we kind of cook what we had.
Yeah.
So now people are asking me to cook whole hogs. So I've been going to different places, different country clubs, different events. And
it's
cooking.
a spectacle.
Yes, it is.
It really is. And how do you do it? How long does it take to roast a pig? And what are you trying to render from it by doing it in that way?
I do my pigs a little bit lower than the average person. I normally try to cook mine around 200 to 220, something like that. So, and by I'm doing that, I think it gives the fat more time to break down in the livestock, and it gives it a better taste, like it's cooking in its own fat.
And do you also sell your meat to local restaurants, and who is your typical customer?
Yes, we sell to Vivian Howard at Lenore.
Of
we
course,
sell to
yes.
Butcher and Bee, Zyobio. I don't want to forget anybody.
Well, you're doing pretty well so far, and most of these have been actually Food Fridays for us here on this program. So at some point, I'm sure I've tasted your pork. Well, I can't wait to dig into this. Marvin, I want to thank you so much for coming on and joining us and telling us about Peculiar Pig Farm. If anybody wants any more information, where should they go?
We are on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, The Peculiar Pig Farm.
Okay, and I love the name. So real quick, how did you name it Peculiar Pig Farm?
Because we're different.
Because you're different.
Yes.
You're a little peculiar.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Marvin. We're back after this.
Thank you.